Very welcome to this Scania Fireside Chat with Scania CEO and President, Levin. Welcome, Christian.
Thanks, Jennie. Good to be here.
So we're now into day 3 at the COP26 here in Glasgow. What are your kind of main impressions of this event?
Well, it's a very crowded event. So obviously the eyes of the world are on us and everyone is here. And I think there has been good progress. And of course today is the day of transport, which is the big day today. And I think and hope that we can expect not only from ourselves but also from other stakeholders in our ecosystem some pretty bold statements and really getting a few sticks in the ground so that we can move forward on our journey to change the whole transport system to become sustainable.
Yeah. I know we have had some bold commitments being expressed, and it's going to be expressed also today.
Right.
I've heard, striving for net zero 2040. That's very bold. How are we going to achieve this?
Well, it's interesting because we ourselves thought, and I think the whole community thought just a couple of years ago that moving heavy commercial vehicles into the fields of electrification would be too difficult. We were thinking that you would have to fill up the whole trailer with batteries. Technical development has been fantastic and is really accelerating as we speak. And since 2016, I would say, we have a very clear roadmap to electrify our entire product range. And as many of you know, we already serial produce full electric trucks up to 26 tons, so 2 and 3 axle vehicles. And we're going to release a new model each year up until 2030. And somewhere from now until 2030, we will actually have a full range of electrified heavy trucks. And that means that we can make a commitment saying by 2040, provided that the rest of the system around us, meaning there is green energy available and there is a charging infrastructure where it's needed, there is a capacity in the grid and so on and so forth, our part will be ready. And our part will actually be ready long before that. So I would say by 2030 for sure, we will have all segments, all applications for all markets in the world covered by reliable, well-functioning vehicles that does the range and does the job that customers ask for. So to make that commitment feels pretty natural from our point of view. But it's also a way, I would say, to push the other stakeholders now and especially the policymakers to make, let's say, their part of the deal, because that's what is missing. And in a way, it's a change of scenes where, which I think is a little bit surprising to many of our friends in politics, that they used to push us and now it's really the other way around, that we're driving the shift and saying, hey, come on, we're ready. What are you waiting for? Yeah,
very good. And talking about all segments that can be electrified, I know we have some exciting news from a couple of weeks ago about high-capacity vehicles. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, you're right. So on the theme that we wouldn't think that anything but transporting potato chips would be possible, which was a statement going viral from one of our great Scania colleagues a couple of years ago. I mean, we as I said, we have 28-ton vehicles in serial production. We went public with our first vehicle to Jula Logistics, the Swedish retailer, well known at least in the Nordic markets, which will be a vehicle combination carrying 74 tons of load, being more than 30 meters long, going between port and terminal. But just to prove the point that technically to electrify really heavy vehicle is not a big challenge anymore. We have the know-how, we have the components to do that. And today we're going to follow that up with even more bold statements, releasing that we have decided together with the Swedish giant SCA in paper, pulp and forestry industry to also build for them a timber truck, which is really the whole heritage of Scania, and that's where we built our reputation of being the most robust, most reliable vehicle, throughout at least 100 years. So in their segment, and together with them, we're going to make an 80-tonner, which will be a truck-trailer combination typical for Nordic conditions, operating not in the south, but in the very north of Sweden, in Västerbotten, where, it's not getting any more difficult than that, I would say, for a truck. So we're going to build that one, and it's supposed to, and it will function just as a normal combustion engine timber truck.
And I think that's fantastic. It's truly
That's
amazing.
Cool. That's cool, and that just shows how fast the development goes on our technology side today. And that's because, of course, we put most of our resources in electrifying our entire range today. So, yeah, truly amazing.
Yeah, and I think it proves also that we are ready. We have the technology, we have the vehicles, and we also have these super important partnerships with our progressive customers that are so needed in order to kind of pursue this track that we're on. But if we now are turning our eyes again towards COP and Glasgow, where we are right now, and the kind of the global scene, what would be kind of your 3 key messages to global policymakers in order to speed up this transition? Because as you already said, we are here, industry is delivering. Now we need policymakers to speed up also the regulatory kind of frameworks.
You're right. That is what is now a really important missing piece in order to accelerate. So I would say there are 3 things that we're really encouraging, we really ask for. And the first one would be to get the business case right for electric vehicles. That would be to put a price on carbon and to have that price gradually increased so that it will make sense for customers in all segments, in all countries to shift. I think that is the single most important policy making activity. Secondly, the bottleneck will be the grid. So we already see that even in markets where most of the energy is green, that the availability, even at depots, where customers really ask us to change their fleets and they cannot get access to enough electricity, enough power to charge them all at the same time. But also, of course, for customers going long haul and going throughout the highways in Europe to know that there will be and when there will be charging infrastructure available. And that would be the second. And thirdly, if we, with our extremely ambitious plans, now manage to shift our sales from or up to the 10% first threshold by 2025 and then 50% as the second threshold in 2030, there will still be hundreds of thousands, and actually in Europe, millions of heavy commercial vehicles still in operation by 2030. 90% of the rolling population of vehicles in 2030, with our bold ambitions, will be combustion engine vehicles. We have to also have an ambitious alternative fuel agenda. And this is something that is sometimes difficult to realize. You know, do we need to do both electrification and work with renewable fuels at the same time? Yes, the answer is clearly yes, we need to do both. So we need to also facilitate for the people who are investing into production of biogas or HVO as two great examples where you can reduce emissions on existing rolling population by up to 90%. So these are the top 3 asks that we're carrying today and telling our friends on the political side to work with.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us here in your busy schedule, and good luck to us in conveying our messages the rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Good luck to us. Thanks, Jennie.
Big applause.
Bye.